Welcome to today's exploration of one of history's most flamboyant and fashionable figures, Oscar Wilde. Known as much for his razor-sharp wit as for his impeccable style, Wilde used his wardrobe as a statement, captivating Victorian society with his bold, unconventional looks. Let's dive into Wilde's signature style, from his eye-catching accessories to his preference for elegant, luxurious fabrics. Oscar Wilde's early life in Dublin and later in London set the foundation for his love of art, literature, and aesthetics. His mother, poet and political activist, encouraged him to embrace creativity, fostering a unique sense of individuality. Wilde would later blend these influences into his personal style, projecting the stiff and conservative norms of Victorian men's fashion. At a time when somber black suits and strict tailoring were the norm, Wilde embraced the dandy style, a movement that championed beauty and elegance in all aspects of life, including fashion. Wilde admired 19th century dandies like Beau Brummel and infused their approach with his own taste for the theatrical. Wilde would often be seen in rich velvet jackets, often in colors like deep plum, emerald green, or sapphire blue. These were paired with trousers cut from fine materials and tailored with precision. He opted for long, flowing coats that added drama to his silhouette, preferring them with ornate lapels and intricate embroidery, a signature of his taste for the extravagant. One of Wilde's most memorable style trademarks was his love for lace-trimmed shirts and decorative cravats, in contrast to the plain, starched shirts popular among Victorian men. Wilde's shirts featured delicate lace cuffs and embroidered collars. He would finish the look with a flamboyant cravat or an ascot tied in intricate knots to create a cascading effect around his neck. These cravats weren't just accessories, they were statements. Wilde's neckwear was often crafted from fine silk or satin, with embroidered or patterned details that caught the light just so. They were an integral part of his aesthetic manifesto, as Wilde liked to express his belief that beauty should be celebrated in every aspect of life. For Wilde, accessories were key. One accessory he was known to wear was a selection of rings, often large and ornate, made from precious metals and stones. These rings reflected his artistic side and were another layer of his self-expression. Although there are no records of Wilde owning a specific watch, pocket watches were a common accessory for men of his status. If Wilde did wear a watch, it would likely have been a finely crafted pocket watch, possibly adorned with an intricate case featuring Art Nouveau design or delicate engravings. Wilde's love for detail and high-quality craftsmanship would likely have extended to his choice on watches, so he may have favored a gold or silver timepiece. One of Wilde's most iconic outerwear choices was the Inverness cape, a coat style with a dramatic cape-like addition that added a sense of movement to his look. This choice exemplified his love for theatricality and allowed him to stand out in the London streets. Often in dark colors or rich textures, Wilde's coats were as much a part of his personality as his words. Wilde also enjoyed fur-trimmed overcoats, which provided both warmth and a luxurious flair. The coats were lined with plush materials, and Wilde would often pair them with fine leather gloves. Such outerwear allowed Wilde to make a grand entrance, a quality he deeply enjoyed. Wilde's footwear was also a matter of careful consideration. Instead of the common black shoes, Wilde's boots were often polished to a high shine and made of premium leather, reflecting his commitment to style from head to toe. In addition, Wilde was rarely seen without a walking cane, which became a staple in his everyday look. More than a practical item, Wilde's canes were often embellished with silver or ivory handles, and some were even decorated with precious stones. His favorite canes were intricately carved, one with a fox's head handle and another with a solid silver tip, both accentuating his air of sophistication and authority. A key feature of Wilde's wardrobe was his use of color and print. In contrast to the dark and neutral tones of most men's clothing, Wilde wore pastel waistcoats in shades like lavender or pale blue, often with floral or paisley patterns. His color choices were both playful and avant-garde, displaying his belief that fashion was an art form and a means of self-expression. Even his evening attire wasn't limited to dark colors. He would wear luxurious smoking jackets made of burgundy velvet or silk robes trimmed with satin, proving that elegance could be achieved through comfort as well. Oscar Wilde's influence on fashion extended beyond his lifetime. He was a pioneer of the belief that clothing could convey identity, passion, and even rebellion. Wilde didn't just wear clothes, he inhabited them, using them to articulate his individuality and disdain for convention. His willingness to embrace colors, patterns, and luxurious fabrics set a precedent for future generations who, like him, saw style as an extension of character. Today, Wilde remains a style icon, a man whose wardrobe was as sharp and memorable as his wit. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Oscar Wilde's world of fashion and style. Wilde's influence reminds us that clothing can be so much more than fabric. It's a statement, a celebration, and above all, an art. If you enjoyed this look into Wilde's wardrobe, don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the lives and styles of history's most fascinating figures.